Okay. Hi, I'm John Noser. This is Board Game Geek TV. We're at Gen Con 2013. I'm with James Ernest of Cheap Ass Games, and we're going to take a look at Veritas. This is a mid-game setup, right? Or not mid-game setup, but mid-game right now.
Yeah, I tried to kind of guess where everyone would be after a few turns because I want to show how the game works. The story of the game is that we are all versions of the truth that are trying to stay alive in the Dark Ages in France.
Okay.
And we do that by being copied in books in monasteries. So
Okay.
all of our chips are books with our specific truth in. And
Okay.
when we start the game, we just get 2 books in one monastery.
Okay.
And over the course of the game, we make copies and we spread around the world. And the game in progress might look something like this. And I'm very sleepy, so every now and then I'm just going to black out for a few seconds. On your turn, you can do a few things. You can either copy, which means to make a new copy of a book that's in a stack where you've already got one.
Okay.
And we're going to have mixed color stacks eventually. So maybe like if it was like this, red can still make a copy there because he's got books in the stack. So
Okay,
that's copy.
fair enough.
Move is to take a stack that you control, pick up the whole thing, and then spread it out along any line, dropping 1 on each city as you go.
So you're going something like this?
Yep, that's a move. And there's some rules about moving. You can't go over the same spot more than once.
Okay.
I didn't just have an aneurysm, did I?
No, it got a little dark in here. That's okay.
So let's copy and move. Those are half-turn actions, and
Okay.
you can do 2 of that. So 2 copies or 2 moves, 1 of each. The other action you can do is called grow, and it takes your whole turn. Grow is a very specific thing. It says, I'm going to put a new book on every stack within one region if I already control that stack.
Okay, so
And
this region.
so I get to
okay.
make a lot of books with that. But to qualify for that, I got to own all the cities.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all the cities are good for, is doing that grow.
Okay,
Otherwise,
well,
they
that
just
sounds
kinda,
like a powerful
It is,
action.
it
though,
is.
so.
And otherwise, they just kind of get in your way. You can't make copies in cities. There's no monks in cities, so you can't do that.
What about the areas that don't have cities?
Then you can always grow.
Okay.
But down here, there's only 3 monasteries. It's not much better than just copying twice.
True.
In
True.
the biggest regions, there's 2 cities because you could be growing and making 12 books in Anjou.
And you need to control what? How do you control? What means? What is?
You just got to have the top chip on
so
the
top
stack.
tip of the
city.
stack.
Right,
So
that's right.
You know, blue would control this, even though I outnumber them one to
Absolutely,
1 to 4.
and that's blue controlling the city right
Okay.
there. Okay. So that's a turn.
Okay.
In between every turn, a monastery burns down.
Oh.
Because it's the Dark Ages, and that's what they do. So let's put some burn tiles out here, as if we've been playing correctly. And great, I'm drawing all the tiles from the top of the board, so that's good. It's like no burning ever happened down in the south of France. 4C is burned.
The south of France enjoys books. They love the truth.
Well, okay, so let's say somebody drew
Maybe not
4C.
Okay.
So every turn a monastery burns down, a burned monastery turns into open road. So if this was burned here, this is now connected to this,
Okay.
right? 4C burns down. Whoever drew that tile, let's say blue drew that tile.
Okay.
He gets to take a free move. Those books run away. They don't disappear, right?
Okay. Even though those are in his books.
No, because he drew that tile. He decides where they run away to. So he might do something like that and like
Okay.
demolish red's control over Gan, right?
Okay.
That's the first thing that happens. The books run away. The second thing that happens is there's a scoring round.
Okay.
So it is the burning of the monastery with books in it that causes the scoring round to happen. And now we're going to look around and say, okay, to control a region, I'm going to pretend burn a couple of pieces of 11 here.
That's fine.
To control a region, you have to have more than half of the monasteries that are left.
Okay.
So it's not about the cities. It's just in 11, I've lost 3 monasteries, so I have 8.
You have 5. So
There's
you have,
5
yeah.
of them, so blue is going to get 11 points for that region.
So it's almost good in some ways to get your monasteries burnt down because then you're spreading out right before the
The
scoring
regions
round.
get smaller, and in fact, because they become open road, the whole board gets smaller as things burn.
Okay.
So we're getting closer and closer to each other with more and more power
Okay.
as the game goes on.
Okay. Cool.
And white would get 4 points for area 4 because he's got 2 out of 3.
3,
So white's got 4 on the scoring track.
Red's getting 8.
Red's definitely getting 8, so we ran out of red chips, but Red's would be on the scoring track with 8 too. So as the game develops, people get closer and closer, stacks get taller and taller, and a big stack is a liability because if I'm blue, let's say, I could
Control something.
Well, I'm not quite close enough to do it, but if I had a little taller stack here, let's do it. Blue's got a stack like this. On his first move, he runs out of here and does that.
Okay.
Now he controls this stack.
And then he's going to run that
On
out.
his second move, he's going to make a move with that stack and ruin red and white's position with red's chips. I use your chips to attack a third person. And that's what's so fun about this game is that you want to build power, but your power is vulnerable because other people can grab it.
So how many people does this play?
3 to 6.
And how long does it take?
I forget the box. I think it says 90 minutes on the box.
Okay. And is this available now?
Yes, we brought it out in the 1st of June, and it's available now. It should be in retail stores.
Okay, so that was Veritas by Cheap Ass Games. I've never played The Truth before.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.